Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video of Spirituality with Shadira. On this channel, we talk about relationships, career, healthy food, fun fitness, spirituality. If that's something that interests you, then you're in the right place. Welcome back to another video of Spirituality with Shadira. I'm Shadira, and in today's video, I've got something really good for you guys. I know a lot of people have inquired about what is a natal chart reading. So the last video I did, it was kind of a numerology reading, explaining what this person had pertaining to their natal chart, their birthday, and numerology. Well, today I decided to do a 3-part video explaining exactly what is on this person's plate. What are they dealing with? What kind of symptoms and ailments are they experiencing within their body, physically and mentally? The second part is going to be an explanation. A lot of people don't know what are chakras. How am I supposed to use crystals? What is the advantage of utilizing essential oils, and how does it impact my limbic system? Part 3 is going to be my prescription, what I prescribe in detail. So this is going to be a spectacular opportunity for anyone and everyone that is interested in working with me to really understand what is going to be included. Last but not least, it is going to be in video form. A lot of times when you hear information about yourself for the first time, you're trying to absorb everything. You want to write things down, you want to remember all of the tidbits, and you really aren't focusing to receive the information that's being given. So I decided to give it to you in a video form. That way you can go back and listen to it, replay it at different times of your life, and you'll realize some things are going to resonate a little strong with others. So if that interests you, you are going to want to stay tuned, because this video is going to have everything that you need and know on how to get started with your natal chart personal blueprint reading. As I was shopping for some fruit in the grocery store, a woman kept staring at me. I realized that she was looking at my crystal necklace. I smiled and felt prompted to walk over and speak to her. I introduced myself, and she tells me that her name is Kim, and she is originally from Chicago, but now she is living in Jacksonville with her husband and 4 young children. Her oldest 2 are in college, and after a few minutes of random conversation, she began to cry and tell me her story. She said, "I don't know why I'm so emotional with you, but I sensed that there was a lot that she had to share, and I wanted to help her. So I gave her my phone number and told her to call me." She called me that same night, and after some basic conversation, she began to tell me her story. She was sexually abused as a child by her uncle, and when she went to tell her mother, she was called a liar and punished. She then opened up again in school to a friend of her that laughed at her, and she vowed to not tell anyone else. She was bullied in school and struggled to fit in and became promiscuous. She was a teenage mother at 43 and had 6 children by 3 men. She had been married twice. Her first marriage was very physically abusive. He would beat her and call her lazy, and when she tried to speak up, he would hit her in the mouth. During this marriage, she lost 2 teeth, and finally, with some support of her friends, she mastered the courage and got a divorce and left him after 15 years of marriage. She is currently married to a wonderful man and has twin boys by him. She loves him and he loves her, but she has a wall up. She has loved him as well and doesn't know how to open up. Her twins are 3 years old now, and she is very stressed out. She's contemplated suicide, and she has even felt, "I can't make my husband happy. I've gained 100 pounds since having my children, and I have struggled to lose weight, feeling that I'm gonna lose and fail in my children." She works as an accountant, but she really hates her job, and often she gets in trouble for not focusing. Her husband at times gets upset with her because she feels she always goes to her room and closes the door and stays in bed for hours. She actually confided in me that she thinks she's bipolar because she daydreams a lot about the perfect world. She sees the numbers 1111 a lot and 222, but she doesn't know why. She feels like she should be in another world, doing something different, and this reality is really hard for her. What's worse is she just went to the dentist and saw that her neck was swollen. Now she has to go to another doctor and find out why. She apologized for dumping everything out on me, and as tears flowed down her face, her friends have become drained because they don't want to listen to the issues, and she feels they can't can't help her, but she has no one else to talk to. I'm the first person she's telling this to, and she doesn't know why, but she feels safe to speak with me. I know I can help her, and I asked her for her birthday. She then tells me her birthday is March 2nd, 1978. She was born at 5:30 p.m. in Chicago, Illinois. From there, this is where things get really interesting. So I am in video form going to explain every single thing, because I don't want to assume what you are aware of, what you don't know, what you may have heard about, but you haven't had concrete information to really explain to you what it is. So here goes part 2 in the explanation and breakdown. So the first explanation that I want to break down are chakras. What are chakras? If you want to imagine a machine, and inside of this machine, there are several gears that move in sync with one another. So if one gear locks up, one gear breaks, the rest of the gears cannot function well. The word chakra translate to wheel. So think of it as wheels that are moving up along the body. You have so many chakras. Right now, we specifically know of 7 chakras that represent the color of the rainbow. I like to remember it as Roy G. Biv. Red for the root chakra, orange for the sacral chakra, yellow for the solar plexus chakra, green for the heart chakra, blue for the throat chakra, indigo for the third eye chakra, and violet for the crown chakra. Each chakra is a different wheel, and if you can picture each wheel having its own distinctive color, these are going to be indications when we are not in alignment. For example, let's start with the root chakra. The root chakra in physical is going to be your feet, your knees, the lower half of your body. So if you have any ailments such as hypertension, your feet are swelling, they're retaining water, if you are having issues with your knees, this is going to come from a place of having issues with security and feeling grounded and feeling safe. Before we move into the sacral chakra, I want to also state there are elements for each chakra. The element for the root chakra is going to be earth, and this is representing when we feel grounded, when we feel safe, and when we feel secure. As we move into the sacral chakra, this is going to be a couple of inches below the belly button, right above your genitalia area. And the sacral chakra element is going to be water. The color is also orange, as I stated, and the emotional issues and behaviors of a blocked sacral chakra, when there is a problem there, you're most likely going to feel bored. You are going to also feel resistant to change. And when you are feeling resistant to change, it makes it a lot harder for you to really see things from a perspective of growth and wanting to move forward, learn from things, and go on. When you are struggling with your sacral chakra, there can be areas with the urinary tract issues for men and women, increased allergies due to an attraction to addictive behaviors. You want to think about addictions not just with food and alcohol and drugs, but also gambling, shopping, any habits that you overdo to the top, that is going to come from an unbalanced sacral chakra. The next chakra we're going to talk about is like in the belly button area. This is your solar plexus chakra. The element is going to be fire, and this is called personal power area. Whenever you find yourself feeling doubtful, whenever you feel that you cannot accomplish what it is that you need to, this could be linked to the solar plexus chakra. The solar plexus chakra is going to allow us to feel confident. Even if it's a small blockage in this area, this is going to give self-esteem issues and problems. Not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy, that is going to be the solar plexus chakra. Now we're going to move up to the heart chakra. The heart chakra is green, and you have to realize the heart chakra is the sense of love. Not only with other people, but the way we love and self-love ourselves. This is going to be the bridge between the mind, the body, and spirit. The element for the heart chakra is going to be air. Again, the color is going to be green, and the location is going to be directly above the heart. When you are feeling a block and not being alignment with the heart chakra, you struggle to relate to people. You are less compassionate. You may be impatient, and you will find it harder to trust as you do not feel at peace. And this is going to be within yourself. You are going to feel restless. And a blocked chakra can also manifest into physical ailments and issues with the heart, blood pressure, and also low immune system function. The next chakra we are going to talk about is the throat chakra. This is the color blue. The element is going to be in the ethers, and the location is going to be right in the middle of the throat. When you have issues with the throat chakra, this is not wanting to speak up for yourself. This is not wanting to state the truth. And honestly, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Whenever there's something that needs to be said and you hold back and you bite your tongue, you want to keep an open throat chakra, and you want to speak your truth, speak up for yourself, setting boundaries, saying no when you said yes, and vice versa. When you are feeling a blockage in the throat chakra, you may hear something, and again, you are not speaking the truth. You may not find the right words that are coming from your heart to express your feelings. Again, any small blockages throughout the throat chakra could also resort to self-expression, whether it's at work, with friends, and with family. And again, you're really wanting to find physical ailments such as issues with the pain in the neck. Hormone influctuations are also going to be symptoms of an imbalanced throat chakra. So we're almost there. We are at the third eye chakra. The third eye chakra is going to be located right here in the middle of the forehead. The color is going to be indigo. The element is the extrasensory perception. Again, this is going to kind of entail to all over the body, using your connection with the ethers to really be able to tap in and hear. When you are not in alignment, you are going to struggle to see the broader purpose. If your if your third eye chakra is blocked, you may also feel you are struck with an inability to make decisions. You are very indecisive. You may have feelings about what some may call a paralysis. You're not able to, come to a decision. If you have a third eye blocked chakra, you may have issues with sleeping. You may feel clumsy, and these are physical symptoms that the body will express to show you the third eye chakra is blocked. Last but not least, the crown chakra. The crown chakra is going to be at the top of the head. The element is going to be thought. The color is going to be violet. If your crown chakra becomes blocked, you may not be able to see the beauty in the world, as well as within yourself. You may also feel disconnected, and this is going to give you feelings of depression and anxiety. If you are starting to develop habits where you are not feeling motivated, you don't want to be included, you don't want to be involved, there's no excitement, there's no motivation, this is also another symptom. And a physical issue of a blocked crown chakra is going to be headaches. This is going to be a very, very popular symptom of blocked chakras. So again, the word chakra means wheel. You have all of the elements that I've spoke about for each chakra, as well as each color. And so now we're going to move on to something fantastic, and that is crystals. What are crystals? How do we use crystals? Now, when we think about crystals, we have to remember the difference in a rock and a crystal. A rock is, maybe a lump of concrete that has been created from laying asphalt. This can also just be gravel found, within the earth. The difference from a rock and an actual crystal is crystals hold molecular structure. If you look at them under a microscope, you will see that they are very different from a stone and from a rock. Important reasons that you want to use crystals. Crystals come from the earth. And we talked about in the root chakra, the earth is the root chakra element. This is going to be for grounding. And so crystals come from the earth. Not only do they ground us, but some crystals are linked through certain areas of our body. And we're going to talk about that, how they are helpful according to the color, according to the chakra. Remember, we just broke down the chakras. So here are 4 reasons why crystals are very important to use. Number 1, they raise our vibration and our frequency through healing. Crystals come from the earth. The earth is producing herbs and crystals for us to utilize as spiritual beings and human beings on our day-to-day basis. Crystals are also going to enhance our gift, put our body and our chakras in alignment by them releasing the vibration that they release. Again, they are of molecular structure. The third thing is they allow us to communicate with others. They allow us to communicate with the ethers, with angels, with deities. That's going to be the third reason that crystals are important to use. And last but not least, the ethers, connecting with the spirit, connecting with source, connecting with the universe. As each crystal holds a different component, they are going to be used for different things. Crystals are originally seen in a lot of places like the pyramids of Egypt. We have seen them in the wardrobe and armor and garments of different priests in the Bible. Crystals are also seen in computers. When you look at the LCD, that is a liquid crystal display. So those are a whole bunch of crystals that are put together that are allowing us to see through the television. So there are going to be several styles. The main 4 groups of crystals are covalent, ionic, metallic, and molecular. And again, some of them are of a hard texture that have been compressed. Some of them, if you think about amethyst, the purple ones, they look like geodes. You may break them in the inside of them. There are several layers to them. And then there is something that we want to remember with crystals. There are fake ones and there are real ones. And the fake ones sometimes are made of glass. Sometimes they are made of plastic. And so when you are purchasing crystals, you want to be very mindful of who you're purchasing from. Be very careful of purchasing crystals from online because there are a lot of scam artists out there. Some advantages of being able to use crystals, we've talked about those. Now we want to talk about the way that you clean crystals. And so you've got cleansing crystals with sacred smoke like Palo Santos, sage, premium incense. You can also clean some of them with a mild soap. A lot of crystals you cannot put in water. And so sometimes you want to just stick with sacred smoke. Another way is to energetically clean them by placing them back into the earth. You can also put them into the sun and the moonlight. Now, some crystals, for example, an amethyst, they cannot go directly into the sun, so it's safer to put them in the moonlight. I'm going to talk about the purpose of relationships along with the 4 types of relationships that you're going to come in contact with. There is an importance for every person that has come into our life. There's also importance for our parents, our siblings, and all of this is about the learning experience, the spiritual journey. And as difficult as it may seem, we have chosen to have this particular experience so we can grow out of the level that we're in prior to us coming back. I strongly believe that energy is not destroyed and we are energy. So from this lifetime to the previous lifetime, we align up elements within our natal chart and astrology that help us in achieving the barriers or the challenges that we had in past lifetimes. So our parents, we choose them for particular reasons, our siblings, etc., the people that we have children with. This is all a part of the spiritual experience and journey that we are supposed to encounter with them. As they're doing their job, we have to be on our job to remember who we are and how this is going to help us. Now, the 4 relationships are going to be twin flame. A twin flame is one soul that has been separated into a masculine and feminine form. This is the same as the yin yang force. They complement one another, as well as, if you remember, opposites attract, and they also are equal between the two of them. Age and gender does not matter. Some lifetimes you'll be together and other lifetimes you will not be together. The twin flame relationships are not restricted to just male and female, intimate and sexual relationships. So you may think of a friendship, someone that you have met, and something about their energy, something about the connection that you've had with them, it just doesn't feel like, you know, it has to be intimate. It could be a female, it could be an older female, it could be a role model, it doesn't necessarily have to be a family member. Another example, another relationship is going to be a soulmate. Your soulmate relationship is a soul agreement where you have agreed upon this relationship, as it is going to assist each of the individuals in their soul discovery and integration. Just like I was saying, we set up these things before we come back because there is a reason that they're supposed to come into our life and vice versa. Soulmates hold space for one another to transform and to grow. Soulmates also can be more than heterosexual relationships, and soulmates are connected where you can see your authentic self without judgment. I'm going to talk about all 4, and then we're going to go back and understand the purpose in your exact natal chart and your situation. The 3rd is going to be kindred spirit. Your kindred spirit is your soul family. This is a group of people that has a vibe, you know, it's a personal connection. It's a group that you are going to feel connected to. They are energizing from the same solar star system, the same planet, and a past life. These are individuals with specific purpose that when everyone comes together, they create a world and an effect that is going to have on the collective consciousness. This may last a few days, this may last a few months, or this may last a few years. These relationships will flow naturally and are rooted in an equal reciprocation. All kindred spirits learn from one another with love, appreciation, and no triggering involved. That's really important. Really, really important. Last relationship is karmic. Karmic is an agreement to have a highly charged emotional experience that leads to intense transformation. If the energy is not transmitted, one will continue to manifest the same experience with a different face. These relationships are not meant to last. They are meant to bestow wisdom and maturity. Shadow work is not completed in this relationship, but the shadow is revealed, such as insecurities. These relationships manifest as family, intimate and sexual partnerships, friendships, and even through co-workers and associates. So as we talk about the 4 different types of relationships and the purpose of these relationships, this is going to help you categorize people that you've come into contact with. This is going to help you understand siblings, family members, complete strangers, and you'll understand why you feel a connection to a stranger versus struggling to have that same connection with someone that's in your family. So again, between those 4 relationships, we're going to bring that back into play. But right now, my focus is just to give you the basis and fundamentals. Not really sure what you know, what you may have heard of, but to kind of give you clarification and definition as well as examples. So we're going to move on to the next area. The next area that I'm going to talk about is what is the importance of food and how this plays a really big role in the spiritual journey. We have heard of the term melanin, being a melanated being. Everyone that is existing on earth has to have melanin in order to survive. So we all are melanated beings. However, there are some ethnicities that have a stronger strand and components made of melanin. So we're going to talk about the actual formula of melanin. So as you can see on the screen, this compound of carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen is the chemical formula for melanin. Why is this important? When you understand the chemical components, you can understand how you feed and care for yourself. Now, there are 4 different types of melanin on the universe level: planetary, cosmic, plant life, and animal life / humans. Humans are going to fall in that animal life. We are mammals. So because we have a component of carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen, when you want to feed and you want to fuel melanin, you are going to need carbon the most. Carbon is 18 elements, and this is going to be found in plant life. This is going to be found in herbs, fruits, vegetables. When you look at the different types of diets that we have now, you have people that choose to be vegan, pescatarian. You have the carnivore diet where people don't eat carbohydrates, but they eat meat. So at some level, when you are consuming so much meat, so much processed, what do you think this is doing to the actual, components of your body? You're needing carbon. You're needing more hydrogen. This is what's going to fuel you. Of course, the nitrogen and oxygen are elements 2 and 4. So when you look at the spiritual benefits, this is going to help nourish the cells of your body. And the way you do that is through sun absorption. Think about people that sun gaze, or people who do not eat. They absorb more sun. They drink a lot of water. They eat fruits and vegetables. They're not dying. They are not ill. They are not sick because they are nourishing the elements of their body and the actual makeup. The next thing is it is allowing you to emit your own vibrational frequency. When you are wanting to manifest, when you are wanting to create, you have to be at a frequency. It's something that's becoming more popular in the spiritual realm, vibrating high. And so you think, how do you vibrate high? You're consuming foods that are releasing high vibrations. So consuming more plants, more raw foods, fruits and vegetables, foods that come from the earth, as the earth is providing them with so many nutrients that the body needs, specifically the carbon and the hydrogen. When you are learning to truly connect with yourself, connect with your ancestors, connect with deities, and you're wanting to tap in and get information, you're wanting to find out your soul mission, when you begin doing things such as intermittent fasting and pulling away from processed foods, pulling away from dairy, pulling away from meat, this is going to help you cleanse your temple, cleanse your vessel, so you can be able to hear from spirit, to hear from universe, to hear from your spirit guide. Now we're going to talk about astrology. Astrology is going to be the observation between the planets and our earth. And when you look at our natal chart specifically, each planet is representing an energetic part of our being. Your emotions, the way that you communicate, your love style. The position of each planet is going to be paired with a zodiac sign, and that zodiac sign is going to be the characteristic of how that particular planet is going to correspond. The planets, including the sun, the moon, Mercury, Pluto, they all move in so many transits with other planets that give off feelings and energy to the humans, to the waters, to the animals. When you think of people speaking about the full moon and the crazy people coming out, this is an energy that is being felt throughout the frequency that's being emitted on the earth. So when we have a better understanding of how the natal chart is paired with a zodiac sign, that characteristic is the way you show love, the way that you think. You can have twins that are born at the same exact day, minutes or moments apart, and that is going to have a different planet at a different position with a different zodiac sign according to their natal chart. So that's why twins can be complete opposites even though they were born at the same time on the same day. Now that I've talked about astrology, we're going to tap into numerology. Numerology is understanding numbers, and this doesn't have a strong significance, with math, but this has numbers and the energy that they bring. The number 1 in numerology represents new beginnings. The number 2 in numerology represents balance. The number 3 is going to represent communication. The number 4 represents work. The number 5 represents chaos. The number 6 represents family. The number 7 represents the spiritual path. Number 8 represents abundance. And number 9 represents transformation. So numbers are 1 through 9. 0 isn't a number. The number chain actually exists from 1 to 9. So understanding numerology and how it is going to speak very heavily on us and our presentation. Your numerology is going to be understood by taking all of the numbers of your birthday, and your birthday is March 2nd, 1978. And the way we find your life path number is by adding all of the numbers together and simplifying them. So you'll add the 3 for March, 2 for the day you were born, which is 5, plus 1978 equals 25. 25 plus 5 is 30. Simplify 1 digit, which is life path number 3. Is the soul mission that you're going to complete. The way you go about completing that soul mission is going to be the number 2. That's the day that you were born. So this is going to help you understand, I'm going to go about completing my mission as a number 2, but my life path and my soul mission is going to be a number 3. I'm going to break these numbers down, but I wanted to give you the breakdown of understanding what is numerology, what do each of the numbers mean, and how do you get those numbers together. One of the amazing topics is meditation. When we think about meditation, some people think of sitting in a room and you're being quiet and you're trying to silence your mind and you're not thinking anything and you're not listening to any music. But what happens? You have a tendency of remembering a bill that you have to pay. You have a tendency of remembering, I ran out of milk. I have to purchase things from the grocery store. I need to get a tune-up on my car. You are wanting to control the thoughts. You are going to find a place throughout this time, teach the body how to focus. And with focusing, it may be hard in the beginning. There are crystals such as desert rose. If you are, for example, an Aquarius is an air sign, they may have an ability to be clairvoyant, clairaudient. They are going to hear. So when you are trying to meditate, you don't want to hear so many things. You want to silence. You want to gain the focus factor of silence. And so a practice that you can start when you're wanting to meditate and silence the mind, you're going to place a desert rose crystal in your left hand, because left is receiving, and you are going to take slow, deep breaths. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And you're going to begin by doing this slowly. You don't want to hyperventilate, so you don't, you're not trying to breathe really hard and exhale really hard, but you want to be very slow, to breathe in slowly through the bottom of your stomach and exhale gently out of your mouth. And as you're doing this, when thoughts come to your mind about the to-do list or the bills that you have to pay or the items on the grocery list that you have to pay, I want you to imagine yourself sitting on a riverbank. And every time an item comes to your mind about what you need to give attention to, you're teaching the mind to focus. Okay? And when this item, this bill, this thought comes into mind, you are going to imagine that you are sitting on a riverbank. And as the light bill comes to your mind, you're going to write JA on a piece of paper. And then you're going to place it into a basket and you're going to watch the basket float down the riverbank. What you're telling yourself is, I am aware of this bill. At this moment, I am going to silence my thoughts and I'm going to focus on the flow of the river. I'm going to focus on the breeze of the wind. And as you are silencing yourself and your mind and your thoughts, every time a bill comes up, every time a thought comes up that is not about focusing, that is not about centering your mind and clearing the chaos, you're going to imagine yourself writing it onto a piece of paper, placing it into the basket and watching the basket float away. It's going to take some time when you are wanting to silence from hearing so much. We are in a society that is constantly telling us to receive. Sometimes we have to turn off the chaos and we have to allow the higher self, we have to allow our spirit team, we have to allow the dimensions through deities and higher vibrations to speak through, but they can't speak if there's too much chaos, if there's too much noise going on. So you may not hear something right away. It may not be an automatic, I heard them tell me that I'm going to be, it may be as you are commuting down the road and an idea just comes to you out of nowhere. That's because you have learned to remove and focus the thoughts and the importance of them. You're not ignoring them, but at this moment, this is what we're going to focus to. Secondly, meditation just isn't about sitting and chanting, because chanting is about vibrations and frequency. Meditation can be going for a walk, sitting by the river, looking at the flow of the water. It could also be dancing, moving your body. It could be playing instruments. These are also different forms of meditation. Journaling, doing arts and crafts, painting. This is all a part of meditation because you are focused on the act of what you're performing, on the art of what you're putting together. And so this is going to be important because throughout the work that you have to do, you're going to have to find that time to silence your mind, to focus on taking a walk, sitting by the riverbank, going to the beach, sitting in the sand, listening to the waves of the ocean, feeling the breeze coming off of the water. It is going to help you as you are exercising and training your mind to organize and focus, not just on the silence, but hearing. When you aren't asking for something in prayer, which is the difference between prayer and meditation. In meditation, you are allowing the insight to come to you naturally. When you are praying, you are asking for something. You are asking for healing for someone who is sick. You are asking for, guidance of what to do in a situation that you are unsure of. So that is how meditation is going to assist you. And there are examples of different types of meditation. The last area that I'm going to talk about before I go into the explanation of your natal chart, your numerology, I want to explain the importance of essential oils and how they work. Essential oils are a pure extract from a plant, and this particular aroma is going to have a different impact on different parts of your body. And you can use different types of aromas for different types of things. So we're going to understand how essential oils work. Essential oils can come in a diluted form, meaning they're with a base carrier like almond oil or sweet almond oil or jojoba oil. You also have undiluted essential oils that are pure, that cannot be placed on the skin. You want to put these in a diffuser, you want to put them on an oil burner, and it's going to help release aromas in the space that are going to activate the limbic system. When you think about the feel-good senses, sometimes food, it has a tendency of tricking that limbic system, releasing those feel-good endorphins. Essential oils, when you smell them, for example, citrus is going to be a awakening aroma. In the morning, if you have a hard time getting out of bed, put you a couple of essential oil drops of a citric blend, and you can choose from lemon, you can choose from orange, grapefruit, whichever your preference is. And this is going to help wake you up. This is going to help boost your mood. This is going to also help with that solar plexus chakra that we talked about in the chakras. The calming and relaxing aroma such as lavender is going to help relax you and soothe you after a long day. Vanilla is also another calming and relaxing aroma. Peppermint is a rejuvenating aroma. So it depends on what it is that you're looking to gain. Again, if you're not a morning person and you're trying to get the kids in a good mood, you're trying to begin the day in a high energetic feel, you can put a couple of drops of essential oils. Essential oils are really good for children who have ADD and ADHD as they are waking up in the morning or as they are winding down after a long day. This is a good alternative solution instead of pharmaceutical drugs, because we know that those over a long term aren't really going to be good for the body. So I wanted to talk about essential oils because that is going to be a part of some of the recommendations for the work that you're going to do. So again, I want to make sure you understand everything, how it's going to help, how it pairs, where it connects to before I tell you this is what you're going to do. Now you'll understand exactly why. Your birthday is a blueprint of who you are, what you're here to do, and how you're going to go about doing it. In astrology, understanding how these planets move and what zodiac sign that you have specifically is going to help you better understand yourself. Again, the way you learn, the way you love, your expression, the way you communicate. And as you understand your birth wheel, your natal chart, it's going to help you define the character and see the potential that you have. So two areas that we're going to talk about are your north node and your south node. Your north node is going to represent the physical life, your area of success, and where you are going. Your south node is going to be your spiritual gifts, the mystic side of you, and where you need to overcome and where you possibly may have a struggle. The last area of your natal chart that we're going to talk about is a very, very sensitive but important area, and it's a highly key to healing and moving from one level to the next level. Your Chiron. The Chiron is activated through certain triggers in your natal chart. When this planet is in retrograde, it is a intense healing time for everyone. And as you know exactly where your Chiron is, you know what to look for. You understand the major traumas that are linked to the Chiron. And as the trauma begins to happen, as the trauma has happened, normally between the ages of 5 and 8, that's when you lose yourself. That's when you are trying to mold to be accepted in whatever this situation was. This portion of the video that's pertaining to astrology is going to help you understand the way that you are going to attract people, your soul mission, the strength in your natal chart that allows you to do so, and the way in which you do this. Now, we talked about your life path number and your soul mission number, but this is going to break it down a little bit more. So let's begin with your rising sign. You have a rising in Virgo. Virgo is all about giving recommendations, organization, schedules, and giving the truth honestly. Your second house is going to be your soul mission, and you have Libra. Libra is about justice and seeing and doing what's right by people, seeing that right things happen to people. Your sixth house is the way you can do what it is that you're going to do, and you have the sign Aquarius. Aquarius brings the energy of being clairaudient. This is allowing a natural gift of being able to hear intuitively with spirit, and it allows you to use your knowing to give the truth and speak from a place of intuition. Your 10th house is going to be the way in which you do your work, and you have Gemini. Geminis are counselors. Geminis are the people, if you can understand it that way, that are going to work directly with the community, being a part of a community that works with others. So when you hear something that may raise the hairs on the back of someone's neck, this may not shock you. This may not be surprising to you because of having a Gemini in the 10th house. This is going to be really important for you because right now you're working as an accountant and you don't like your work. You're stressed out. You're not enjoying what you're doing. And it's also taking away from energy that you have for your family at the end of the day when you go home. So now that you are able to look within yourself and see the gifts that you have, see the talents that you bring, naturally, this is going to allow you to adventure into another field of work. It may require for you to go back to school. It may require for you to get another degree. But guess what? You are going to be happy at doing what you're doing. Again, you have a rising in Virgo. The way you attract people, people are going to be looking for someone to give them advisements, recommendations, and speak from a truthful place. You have a second house in Libra, which is about seeing justice, seeing things done and being in the right way. Your sixth house is the way you can do what it is that you're going to do. And you have Aquarius. Aquarius have a gift of being clairaudient. They are able to tap in that connection intuitively with spirit and use that knowing to be able to speak to people from a space, not from a textbook version. Your 10th house is going to be in Gemini, and this is the way you do your work. Geminis are counselors, people that are working directly with the community. And you want to remember your Chiron is in Taurus. The way you heal is helping others understand their worth. So the work that you're going to do as a counselor is helping individuals understand their worth. As you're healing, you are helping others heal. You being present in other individuals' lives who have been through very similar traumatic experiences, such as sexual abuse, you'll be able to relate to the clients that you work for. So as you see, your Chiron, your North and your South node, learning how to bring balance, learning how to not be selfish with your time and your space. You are here as a healer. So everything that you've been doing, it is the opposite of the work that you have been called to do, the work that you have aligned up to do in order to ascend from this dimension. And this is what's causing the headaches. This is what's causing the anxiety and the depression, because you're not working in the path of what you are supposed to be doing. So I hope this portion of the video is just as helpful as the other portions. It's something about knowing your purpose. Having a better key in navigation is going to give you the confidence to stand firm and to stand confident. So when you think about a number, energetically, there is a negative and there is a positive side. We're going to talk about it. If you want to imagine a yin-yang symbol, the light side and the dark side, the light side and the shadow side. So let's begin with the positive side. Life path number 3s have a gift of youthfulness. They always have a light about themselves. They never really want to grow up, and this is going to give you a youthful and childlike heart, a childlike perspective to things. Now, 3s can be very brutal when it comes to speaking their truth, speaking from a place that's heartfelt, but it can come off very harshly. The number 3 is the second complete yet masculine number. If you think about the Trinity, the number 3 is here to express itself in the form of communication, and we love to see number 3s do its thing. They are great entertainers, very optimistic, sociable butterflies, like to talk a lot, and they have a happy, stylish perspective. They're sharp, they have a very tasteful character in their dress, in the way they dress, the fashion in the way they dress. With the number 3s speaking their truth and having a very childlike heart, you think about children, say the first thing that comes to their mind. So sometimes the number 3s can have a tendency of putting their foot in their mouth. On the other side of that beautiful smile that the 3s have, they have a happy face, but sometimes there can be depression that underlines. So this is going to go into the shadow side. Behind that smile, they can articulate in a whiny, gossipy way that can come across as being dull. The number 3s, if unbalanced energetically, they can be talkative or too quiet. They can be artistic, but still pragmatic. If the number 3s find themselves in that gossipy, the gift of gab, they can use it in a good way by uplifting others, or they can say something and cut below the belt. Number 3s can sometimes be overstimulated if you give yourself too much, but you want to give yourself focus and allow yourself to enjoy peace and love and keeping yourself grounded at the same time. Number 3s have a energetic way of how they love and how they see the world. Number 3s have a strength that when they speak, you want to listen. Speak and you come out of your shell. And many at the age of 33 will experience life changes. They are physically beautiful people. Their appearance is beautiful. It's all in their smile. And this can also be a very charismatic person within their personality. So this is life path 3, the way you're going to go about completing that mission. The second part of the numerology is going to be the way you go about completing the mission, and that is going to be the life path. That is going to be the number 2, and we see that from your actual birthday. So the number 2 is going to be a feminine number that represents balance, cooperation, very considerate, diplomatic individuals. They can be emotionally patient, supportive, responsible, adaptive. And remember, there is a yang to every side. The negative side, they can be cold. If they're not balanced, they can be weak-willed. Fault finding, they can be too shy, they can be unresponsive, and they can be cunning. They can be discourteous, insensitive, careless, and disinterested. So something you want to be sure of is that you're not coming off as weak. That's gonna kind of make you look very susceptible to predators and putting yourself in a very vulnerable state of mind. For number 2, you have to know how to speak up for yourself. The diplomatic side is going to help you speak up for others as well. Being in a space where you're able to see things that aren't right and be able to bring balance. The number 2 has that foundation as they are grounded. When you think about the physical appearance of the number 2, it is a solid number as it is flat in the physical sense of it. It is also fair, honest. And this can flip-flop. You can have a tendency of being mean, the negative or shadow side to the number. When you also look at the number 2, there is a need to have music. as the music is going to affect your mood more than others. When you find yourself angry, this is when the flip side of you being mean is going to come into play. You do not want to get too highly emotional, as these stages are going to impact your feelings. The more tears that you have are showing that emotion that you feel connecting with others. And as you are responding and overreacting, there's nothing wrong with you tapping into your emotions and feeling, but you definitely want to be able to express yourself. So the way you're going to go about your mission is the life path number 2, being able to speak up for others. And the way you go about completing your mission is number 3, is from a sociable sense. Speaking truth. This is going to come from the throat chakra. And so what I want to bring to your attention, there was a statement that you said about speaking to your family about the sexual abuse that you encountered and not being believed. This is going to be really important to understand, because this was the beginning of your throat chakra not being balanced. As you have gotten older, again, from that child experience that happened, you spoke your truth as a number 3. You're able to speak for yourself, but you weren't believed. And so whenever we remember all of the chakras moving as a wheel, if one chakra gets locked up, which was your throat chakra, the rest of your chakras cannot move in unison. So some homework that I want to give you for the throat chakra: food is going to be an herb, peppermint. Peppermint is really good for the throat chakra. You can get actual peppermint leaves from the grocery store. You can make regular sweet tea and put you some fresh peppermint leaves in them. For the throat chakra, when you are wanting to unblock that chakra, the scent geranium is going to be really good to use. And like I said, you don't necessarily have to put the essential oil on your skin. You can put it in a diffuser, or you can put it in a oil burner. And this is going to allow you. Another area of blockage that I want to bring to your attention is going to come from your Chiron. So now we're going to talk about your Chiron and understanding what your Chiron is specifically and the blockages and the chakra that's linked to. Now that we've talked about the life path number and the way you go about completing your mission, you mentioned seeing the numbers 11, 11, and 222 a lot. So I want to kind of explain. Earlier, I talked about numerology and the numbers that they represent. Now, whenever you see number synchronicities, this is going to be your spirit team, your ancestors, your guides. This is them communicating with you. And the number 1 is new beginnings, and the number 2 is balance. So let's talk about 11, 11. You said you've been seeing that a lot. 11, 11 is 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3, and 3 plus 1 is 4. The number 1 is new beginnings. The number 4, if we total up 1, 1, 1, the number 4 is work. So there's 3 numbers that are going to be important for you to calculate out of 11, 11. The first number is going to be the number 1. The second number is going to be the number 4. And the next number is going to be the number 2. This is important because this is a message that they are saying directly to you. Very important. If you can think about a siren going off, you know, it takes them a lot to leave from such high dimensions and high frequency space to come down to earth. Energetic beings do not like coming down here. Angelic beings do not like coming down here because the frequency and everything is so much slower. So that's why you can't see them, because they move at a rapid pace. Whenever they come and they deliver numbers, that means it's a message for you right now. Listen up, very important, pay close attention. So again, seeing the numbers 1111 is going to represent 1 for new beginnings. The second number that's going to be important is 4, which is the work. And the third number is going to be 2 for balance. In order for the new beginnings to take place, there is balance that must take place, and it is going to require work. Now, you may see the numbers 1 for new beginnings, 2 for balance, and 4 for work, and you may resonate and feel a different sentence. So it's going to be up to you to understand, to use your intuition and tap into the message that is being said directly for you. The second number I want to break down, you said you see 222 a lot. 2 represents balance. We're going to do the same thing. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. So the numbers that you're going to focus on is 2, 4, and 6. If you add all the numbers up, 2, 4, 6, 222 equals 6. 6 equals family. 2 by itself equals balance. 2 plus 2 is 4. So those are the 3 numbers you're going to focus on when seeing 222. 2, 4, and 6. 2 meaning balance, 4 meaning work, and 6 meaning family. Meaning there has to be balance. It is going to be work, and it's going to be for the family. This could be for the generations. This could be for the bloodline. This could be for your immediate family, your husband, yourself, and your 2 children. Again, you'll have to take the foundation of what these numbers mean and understand directly what that message of what your team is conveying to you, what resonates with you. When you fill in the in-between letters, the in-between words, that's what's going to give you what feels right to you. What I could say may be an explanation, but you have to be able to listen using your intuitive connection with your ancestors and your guides to understand specifically what they're saying. So that is something else that I wanted to remind you when it comes to numerology, seeing numbers, number synchronicities. This is a very important way of understanding how your spirit team is talking to you. So now that we've talked about numerology, let's go back into astrology. We are going to understand your north node, which is in Libra, and your south node which is in Aries. And remember, the north node is going to represent your physical life, the success and the fails, where you're going, and the south node is going to be your spiritual gifts, the mystic side, what you are overcoming, and possibly what you're struggling to let go of. So here we go. North node in Libra. In this lifetime, you should focus on achieving balance, harmony, and healthy relationships rather than being independent and selfish. Your Aries South Node is revealing that independence is a comfort zone for you, so much that it can manifest as selfishness. To achieve the Libra North Node, cultivating relationships in business and partnerships in a healthy and harmonious way will offer fulfillment and happiness. This is going to be really important to understand because you spoke about seeing 222. There goes that balance. You spoke about isolating yourself through the relationship with your husband, not feeling happy at work and then going home and being in hermit mode. That independence role of yourself is being selfish from your husband and from your beautiful children. You want to be a part of their lives. Understanding the pain and the trauma, you have to work through it in order for you to grow, begin to love again, and expand. So again, this is an area of focus that is going to be a key to helping you in healing and in transition. When you spoke about being in a toxic relationship with your past partner, if you do not heal the wounds of your childhood that's allowing you to attract the toxicness that's showing you the shadow side. Remember, we talked about the importance of relationships. That was a toxic, a karmic relationship that had manifested. Now that you may be entering a soulmate relationship or twin flame relationship with your husband, because of the karmic relationship with your ex-husband, that shadow side, you have to tap into it. You have to work on it. You have to allow yourself to open up your heart chakra. Whenever you talk about not trusting, whenever you talk about not feeling worthy, whenever you talk about wanting to end your life, that's pain coming from your heart chakra. Okay, we talked about meditation. We talked about essential oils. I want you to work with the crystal rose quartz. Rose quartz is a pink crystal that is going to help you open up and balance your heart chakra. You want to be very careful when you use the rose quartz crystal when you are out in the public, because it is opening up your heart to be more vulnerable to experiences that are going to allow you to see the shortcomings and how you can heal through them. So you may want to use rose quartz when you are at home, when you are doing a spiritual bath, and I can talk to you about the components of making a spiritual bath at your home, bringing a soothing and calming energy to your heart instead of being on guard, instead of feeling, am I worthy? Am I good enough? That's going to be your root chakra. Okay. From being sexually molested, the blockage that happened with your root chakra is from the offense, from the sexual abuse. And so now I told my mom about what happened and she didn't believe me. I've got a blocked throat chakra. I tried to share it with a friend. You said you tried to share it with a friend and she mocked you and she joked you and you said, I'm never going to talk to anybody again. So with just you having a blocked throat chakra, not being able to speak your truth, speaking about it to your family, speaking about it to your friend, you've got a blocked root chakra. The root chakra, I want you to work on the aroma for aromatherapy, patchouli. Patchouli is a grounding fragrance that is going to help you understand the sense and awareness of security, of feeling safe, of feeling grounded. Your depression is also linked to not feeling worthy, not feeling secure, not feeling safe. And this happened from being sexually molested. So with having a blocked throat chakra, a blocked root chakra, the rest of your chakras cannot move as they're supposed to, like a wheel. So the next area that I want to talk to is your Chiron. And your Chiron, like I said, is the area where you were wounded. This is going to be how you heal and how you, in return, are able to help others in the same scenario. You have a Chiron in Taurus, and the way you heal is by helping others understand their worth. You were wounded as you were made to feel unworthy. You would do anything to make something for someone, to show gratitude or appreciation, but feelings that you have are that no one loves you and no one cares. This is going to be major heart chakra work, and you need to learn how to love yourself as well as teaching others the same thing. So as you are a mom, it is going to be very important for you to show your children and to show your spouse how to love you. They're going to see the way you love yourself. If you are talking to yourself in a way, being very doubtful, not being confident in yourself, not feeling that you're worthy, they're going to reciprocate that same energy. So through your meditations, putting yourself in nature is going to be really good for your heart chakra. Putting yourself around water is also going to be really good for the heart chakra. Remembering the essential oils, patchouli for your root chakra, geranium for the throat chakra, working with a rose quartz crystal for your heart chakra. This is all going to help you with your chakras, balancing them and putting them into alignment. And last but not least, Lang Lang is an amazing heart chakra essential oil. There are a lot of perfumes that may have Lang Lang as a base, so that may be a good investment for you, that you're able to smell that aroma, and that's going to continue giving you small ways of being able to show your self-worth, show yourself that you love yourself, as well as allowing your family to see the same way that you are reciprocating it. Another thing that I want you to think about is chanting. When you are chanting, this is a vibration that flows through the body. For each chakra, there is going to be a different chant, and these are what you're going to chant while you're in meditation. I want you to remember, when you are in meditation, if you are working on all of your chakras, if you are called to work on a specific chakra, each chakra in meditation, you can chant. And when you chant, you want to chant from a vibrato. I'm probably not pronouncing it right, but you're going to start off low and then you're going to slowly build your voice up to be louder. So that is going to be the vibrato. I probably didn't express the ending pronunciation. So for the root chakra, you're going to say Lam. For the sacral chakra, it is going to be Vam. The solar plexus is Ram. The heart chakra is Yam. The throat chakra is Ham, and the third eye chakra is Ong, O-N-G. The crown chakra is Om. So for example, we're going to do the root chakra together. Lam is going to be as so. You're going to take a deep breath from the bottom of your stomach and you're going to slowly exhale as your voice is going to get louder. So here we go. So we're going to breathe in slow through our nose. As you release the frequency, you can feel the vibration flowing through your body. And I want you to be very patient. I don't want you to rush yourself. Take your time. Breathe in slowly through your nose. And as you exhale, the volume of your voice is going to slowly get louder. As you finish out and you go into more of a state, you're just going to slowly exhale. Continue slowly to exhale. These are going to be very important for balancing out your body, allowing your chakras to release weight and negative frequency that have been built up since you've been a child, from your throat chakra to your root chakra to your heart chakra. And this is going to open you up in a way that is probably going to feel very emotional in the beginning. Allow the tears to flow, okay? Allow the pain to release. And as you continue doing these exercises, you will feel a difference. As you continue working with the essential oils, as you continue to eat high vibrational foods, fruits and vegetables, getting around water, putting yourself in the sun, all of these components are going to help you. I want you to know that you are beautiful, you are loved, and you are worth it. Start with yourself, understanding your value, understanding who you are. You have a beautiful family. Make the best of every opportunity. If it's being present, being engaged, and being available for your family, being a vessel to help others in the future that are going to come to you, and understanding you've been there before, you relate to the pain, and how you can help them. There are so many levels to our learning and our journey, spiritual experience, but you have to start within yourself, and you have to understand who you are, what your natal chart is bringing about, understanding the Chiron, understanding your shadow side, so you can continue removing these blockages from yourself in order for you to vibrate high and operate in a space of awareness and fulfillment. I have enjoyed. It is an honor to work with you. I am excited to be able to help another woman come to the terms of how can I help myself, for not only myself, but for the generations, my children, my children's children. You are setting the tone. You are paving the way for others to come and to heal and to be open-minded and to receive the healing, to receive the love, knowing that you are valued, knowing that you are appreciated. I send so much love. I send so much support to you.